Welcome back to the channel. This is episode 5, and today we're continuing the series where I break down real Reddit posts and show how to optimize credit card setups for travel. In this episode, we're focusing on two things: why the two-player setup is so powerful and how to use it to book flights to Disney using a real case study from Reddit. The post we're looking at today comes from an anonymous user who's planning a Disney trip for their son with his wife and wants to use credit cards and points to reduce the cost as much as possible while still setting themselves up well for future travel. This is a perfect example of how families can use points strategically without overcomplicating things. This user submitted a credit card recommendation request on Reddit outlining their full profile. Here's what we're working with. Their current cards are the Amazon Prime credit card with a $13,000 limit, a Synchrony card with a $6,000 limit that's fully paid off, and their credit score is around 800, with their oldest account being about 8 years old. They've only opened one card in the past 24 months, so application velocity is very low. Annual income is approximately $120,000, which gives us a very strong profile and a lot of flexibility. Their monthly spending looks roughly like this: dining about $400, groceries about $750, gas about $250, travel minimal right now, and rent is not paid by card. They also mentioned that they don't currently put a lot of spend on credit cards, but they're willing to change habits if the incentives make sense. They're Amazon Prime and Costco members, and they already subscribe to the Disney bundle. They also bank primarily with Chase, including their mortgage, which matters for approvals and ecosystem fit. The goal here is very clear. They want to take family trips to Disney for their son. Their wife already has a Southwest card with some points, and they prefer to fly Southwest, but they're open to other options if it makes sense. They specifically asked whether there are better cards out there that could maximize sign-up bonuses, cover the cost of flights, and still provide long-term value beyond just this one Disney trip. This is where the two-player setup becomes extremely powerful. When you're only applying for cards as one person, you're limited to one sign-up bonus at a time. With two players, spouses, or partners, you can stack sign-up bonuses, earn referral bonuses, earn points in parallel, and reach redemptions much faster. Instead of slowly building toward a trip, you can often cover flights for an entire family with just one or two well-timed applications. For a Disney trip, this matters because flights are usually the easiest and cleanest expense to eliminate with points. Because this family prefers Southwest and already has a foothold there, the strategy focuses on Chase and Southwest. The first recommendation was for the husband to apply for a Southwest card using his wife's referral link. Doing this accomplishes two things at once. The husband earns roughly a 50,000 point Southwest sign-up bonus. The wife earns about a 20,000 point Southwest referral bonus. That's about 70,000 Southwest points generated almost immediately within the household. Next, the recommendation was to apply for the Chase Sapphire Preferred after 2 to 3 months in between. With a $5,000 minimum spend over a few months, that card earns about 75,000 Chase Ultimate Reward points, assuming the standard elevated offer. Suppose his wife also applies for the Chase Sapphire Preferred through his referral link. That would be more than 170,000 UR points total. Now the household has two different point currencies working together. Let's talk about what that actually means in practice. For a family of 3 flying Southwest to Disney, round-trip flights typically cost about 25,000 to 30,000 points per person. This means that you're looking at roughly 75,000 to 90,000 Southwest points total. From the sign-up bonus and referral bonus alone, they're already at or very close to covering all the flights for the entire family. Any existing Southwest points the wife already had just make this even easier. What makes this setup especially strong is that the Chase points don't even need to be used for flights. Those 170,000 Chase Ultimate Rewards points can be transferred to Southwest if needed, transferred to Hyatt for hotels, or saved for future travel. For example, Hyatt Place hotels near Disney can often be booked for around 9,500 points per night. That means those Chase points could cover roughly 18 nights if they wanted to use them that way. Even if they don't use them for this trip, those points carry forward and keep the family flexible for future travel. One of the follow-up questions in the Reddit thread was whether opening multiple cards would hurt their credit score. In most cases, the impact is small and quite temporary. You might see a 10 to 20 point drop from the hard inquiry, but with an 800 score, that typically recovers within a month or two. Long long term, having more available credit and stronger account history often helps rather than hurts. For this profile, credit impact isn't a real concern. This Reddit case study is a great example of how powerful a two-player setup can be. By stacking a Southwest sign-up bonus, a referral bonus, and a Chase sign-up bonus, and a referral bonus for that, this family can realistically cover flights to Disney entirely with points, while also building a long-term travel foundation. They didn't just solve one trip, they built a system. And that's the difference between randomly opening cards and having a strategy. That's it for episode 5. If you want me to break down your credit card setup using a real case study like this, drop a comment below. Solo or two-player, there's almost always a better way to structure things. I hope you enjoyed the trip, and I also hope to see you in the next episode. As always, stay safe.